Good morning. So this morning I'm doing my vlog on racism. I did one on race, this one's on racism, and then I'm also going to do one on racial superiority. I'm doing it this way so that I don't conflate those topics and keep it as pure and direct and compartmentalized as possible for these vlogs. So racism. So racism is really due to our perception of race. And race is our perceptions of specific phenotypic expressions of genes, such as color, color of skin, color of irises, color of hair. And in the case of animals, also things like hair texture, skeletal differences, differences in the cartilaginous parts of the nose and other parts of the body, even the hips and knees, for instance, and other effects on the different organs that can be associated and maybe even caused by differences in race. It also has to do with intelligence, cognitive ability, differences in neuroanatomy, and neuroplasticity even. So, without a doubt, every human being, every animal, and even the plants on some level are racist. There is just no doubt about it. That does not dwindle to the null for anyone. And to try to do that is a very active process which approximates the null but still does not deny race in totality. Even blind people are racist. While they might not see the color of the skin, see the color of the eyes or the color of the hair, or even the differences in the noses and facial features, they can hear differences in vocal tones, differences in word selection, and feel differences in touch, which while can be similar or even faked by one group of a race as compared to another, they can still become adept at detecting some subtle differences, or even just be deluded about those subtle differences too, which is still a form of delusional racism. So, without a doubt, everyone is racist. To take it even farther, using the example of a tree even exhibits some racism in the fact that the tree expresses color. The tree is not without color either. The leaves being green, the bark being brown, and also the tree interacts with sunlight, which is what allows or participates in color too. At least in our situation, that's part of the reason why we can see color, because of the sun, the light from the sun. Specific ultraviolet radiation that is associated with specific colors. So, while the tree is not really an active participant of racism in the way a human is, it still has been designed to include color, which means it still affects race on some level. And while that might be very minimal, it's still not zero on an absolute scale. So it's a very minimal level of racism, I would say, as compared to humans, but it's a very extreme example to make this point, that all of us are racist, and it is encoded in our genes even, and it is an evolutionary process. So, having said that, being racist is not the same as being as hatred or evil or homicidal or suicidal. One can be racist and use it in a very positive manner that assists the races and assists humanity and assists other animals of these different subspecial categorizations. So identifying a person as a racist really is not clarifying what their objectives are as a racist, and is really just another mute point that many people make about many other people and even themselves at times. But it doesn't clarify the objectives of a racist. I'm a racist. There's no doubt about that. I see color, and I know that it matters. I see differences in humans according to race and ethnicity, and I know that it's important, no matter what anybody says, no matter how many Americans or whoever, I guess it's not just Americans, but how many people try to deny race as an important concept with its genetic basis and social and economic implications. So I think race should be embraced. For example, FIFA, the Football International Federation Association, has run a slogan for a really long time of no racismo, or no racism. And I really don't think that's an intelligent approach. Reminding people not to be racist or to think about race because we don't want racism or hatred from racism, more poignantly, really isn't making the difference, since we are inherently and innately racist, even if it's not to the maximal level. It might not be a 10, but it's definitely not a 0. So really what they should do is just say, be kind, or be nice about race, which would then trigger us to realize, well, yes, we do consider race, no matter what anybody says, and no matter how hard we try to deny it, but we can do it in a polite manner, as opposed to a mean manner. Having said that, I do want to point out a little bit of the obvious for all the people who got to the end or whatever and, are going to make these kind of points in the comments or wherever for the rest of their lives, stuck in a rut, which is, yes, I do understand the history of racism, even used in science. And yes, I do know it's been used for eugenics, negatively and positively, which I'm not really against. Eugenics, I'm not really against at all. But also genocide, which I'm not sure. I do know as humans we kill. So if we're going to kill because of race, then that's a group of populations, right? If they have the ability to do it. But having said that, I do understand why people who don't want that are against racism and are trying to make those points clearly. And for those people, I think understanding that we all really are racist and understanding that that's not going to go away and taking a more positive approach, or a better spin, if you want to call it, for lack of a better phrase, or a better phrase just being, a more effective objective of utilizing race and racism rather than hurting each other. They can focus on being kind and being nice and peace. That's the other big part, as well as love. That's the other important word. So even FIFA could run a slogan, love humans of all races. That would be even more effective than trying to deny racism. So that's my vlog on racism. My next one will be a vlog on racial superiority. And then I have a few more vlogs that I'll be doing probably today as well. Definitely view, definitely like if you like my videos. Please do subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscriptions within this year. Let's the year had started from about October. And definitely share this video as much as possible, and comment in the comment section.